Welcome back, creative community, from the Dolby Theater, Hollywood, Walk of Fame, live and direct, February 2022 from Los Angeles. And Mr. Darth Vader is also here. It's so great to welcome you from this marvelous place. And for us, it's also coming back to visit some old friends, attend some workshops, connecting with new people, and meet relevant players in our beautiful industry. But first and foremost, our interest was, since we left this town before COVID hit, to explore how the city has changed, how things are building up again, and what the current mood, what the situation is, and what the new endeavors are for the people, the new challenges are for the creative community over here, actors, producers, marketers. This is still the mecca of entertainment industry, and we want to also find out how things are developing, how things are picking up again, how people are reacting to the new challenges, to the new adversities, and also to the new possibilities of the current market that we call entertainment industry. Because more and more streaming services are popping up, more and more content is being produced, more and more locations are being explored all over the globe, and it all starts from here. So, welcome, creative community. I give you a little tour here on the Walk of Fame, catching up with the stars. People are enjoying this wonderful day, and we're gonna disclose some of the discoveries we made so far. Because one thing is very important to understand, like our channel, it's the Coach MC Studio is an acting channel. We help, of course, like all sorts of creators and creative people out when it's about their communication, their impact, their delivery. But it's first and foremost a channel about acting, about the acting craft, about entertainment industry. To us it was important, as soon as we had the chance to hop on a plane again and coming back to this town, catching up with everybody, understand how things will evolve, to give you, creative community, also the possibility to act on this information, like what the current trends are, what type of developments we can expect from entertainment industry. So you, as creators, as actors, have the possibility to kind of, search out for the most convenient niche that you then can occupy as an actor, as a performer, as an entertainer. Because if you understand how the summit point of the whole system works, then you understand how the singular gears are connecting and intertwining and working with each other. And that makes it easier for you also to kind of lay out a strategy. And since it's the beginning of the year, we wanted to make sure to give you this insight from Hollywood, from Los Angeles, what the current market looks like. And also for us, a great opportunity also to learn all sorts of new things, starting from current techniques that are being used in the workshops, how people deal with the pandemic, what kind of new jobs have blossomed up, and what type of projects also we probably will have to face. So one of the most important questions to us, since we're coaches, since we're working a lot online, and since we're always involved with creators from LA or from the United States, in the last 10 years, most of our work was also based on projects that were for pilot season. And pilot season is a specific phase, a period in LA that starts in January, and then usually it's till April. And during that phase, during that moment, everybody that is somehow connected to the studio facilities is concentrated and focused on castings that are required to book a pilot that then will be produced as a series or not, if the relevant people in the industry deem it as a lucrative project. So that pilot season, these very crucial first 4 months of the year, have been always a source of great movement and dynamic in this town. A lot of people coming into this town, a lot of assistants or casting directors involved with searching out for the most adequate candidate for the casting, to book the pilot, to fulfill the wishes of the producers that are also in town. They're looking out for new faces, new talents, and creative people that could assemble this pilot, and it's all about the strategy that could evolve out of the green lighting. If the studio then green lights the project ultimately and it gets shot, even as a series, there's an incredible amount of work involved to kind of do that. And so that definitely in the last 2 to 3 years has changed dramatically, because COVID interfered heavily with the human interaction. So a lot of auditions that used to be live and are now being held online. So there is not the necessity anymore. There's, for the actor, it's not essential anymore to be in town to be part of pilot season. He could just easily have like a Zoom talk or Skype talk with the casting director or the producer, and he could just show his skills online. He doesn't have to attend physically and live. That plus the problem with great assemblements and all that, big assemblements of people during the last 2 years, brought to a new situation in town where people actually can do pretty much everything from home. And so pilot season has liquefied a little bit. And so our concern was also to understand if that would in anyhow kind of change again in the future when things are coming back to normal, or if it will stay this way. That means that actors mostly will act from their homes or from their studios or from their workshops, and they don't need to come to LA, and they would just submit their material online. And since the online world has exploded so much, and many more self-tapes and many more streaming services are also casting for their projects all over the year, throughout the year. So more and more actors don't feel the need anymore to come to town. They can easily operate from their homes, and maybe just for the production callbacks or for the truly relevant meetings with the studios, then just fly in town. So in a way, that already we can say that personally, I don't think things will go back to normal in terms of that pilot season will be held like it used to be like 5 or 6 years ago. It will stay this way. Things will be more digital, and more meetings will be held online. More and more submissions for the relevant projects will happen digitally, and more production meetings will be held on Zoom and Skype and other streaming services. So I think that has an advantage. First of all, they don't need to invest that much more in order to be seen, just because, first of all, Los Angeles is an expensive city. It is hard to survive here. You need side jobs and all that. So digitally having the possibility to operate from your comfort zone and not necessarily being in town, that allows the creative community, of course, the creators out there, to be in a safe environment and still creating great art and still being considered for great projects that could potentially also create some revenue, some serious revenue. So pilot season has changed, but it also given the opportunity to be more seen by people that otherwise wouldn't have the possibility to do so. So it has a certain advantage. Of course, it will at a certain point be again very important to be in town and to stay here where things are happening, because things sometimes develop in the matters of hours. In a matter of hours, things can change, callbacks can happen. So to be in town, of course, is always an advantage if you are really in for the acting game. But it isn't as necessary as it used to be, which in my opinion is an advantage. Second of all, of course, a lot of productions are on hold right now, or they were pushed or postponed or even canceled completely. But that opened the market to new creative outputs, to new little fountains of creativity that have popped out spontaneously, because more and more people are realizing, okay, if something like that happens again, what happens with my income? I can't rely that much anymore. And I mean, let's face it, it was unstable before the COVID and the crisis hit. It was already unpredictable and pretty risky and wacky endeavor to be in the entertainment industry, and now even more so. What happened is that people start to create more and more for themselves. More and more ideas are popping up, more and more productions are being created, more and more short movies are being shot on their own. People are crowdfunding their projects, they are connecting with each other. Technological advances also made independent filming more easy. So if you look at it always from the positive side and from the embracing aspect, from the loving side, coming from that point of view, you can say, hey, it has liberated many people and many creators out there from the chains of restriction that the studios and the necessity that the entertainment industry had beforehand, to kind of, be a bit more free about their choices and how they want to activate their talent and what they want to create and what type of projects they want to be involved. Ultimately, if there isn't any other possibility to create those chances on their own by creating production companies, by shooting own movies, creating own content, running a YouTube channel, promoting their stuff online. So many new possibilities have popped up. So I always like to see it from that point of view, because that gives you the chance always to find a way on how to succeed and how to build greatness for yourself. Walking down Hollywood Walk of Fame and all these, very legendary venues and theaters and all movies and billboards. This is the City of Stars. But if there's something that the City of Stars has taught us, is that anybody, in a way, is his own star, his own projection of greatness, his visualization of beauty, his manifestation of his craft, of his arts, of his passion, of his lust, of his desire to conquer new lands, to express whatever we as creators feel we have inside and show it. And we have that great opportunity now because we have many ways to connect with each other, to help each other out. So this video from this town is also some sort of encouragement to all of us to really believe in what our qualities are, because this town stands for the ultimate quality. This town stands for the opportunity, the ultimate shot, the breakthrough that can happen overnight, the overnight success, how you want to call it. This town stands for all these principles. So if whether or not we believe it to be true, we know it happened. And that means by recognizing the pattern, we can assume that it is a possibility, that it is in the range of possible things, that is mathematically not impossible to achieve certain statues, certain status points, certain summit points, that you can reach your ultimate goal. And to stand in for that, what you need is the endeavor of discovering what you are best at and develop a profound habit in reinforcing that every single day of your life, to progress whenever you can, to absorb as many informations as you can about that. And when you create that space of critical mass where information, habit, talent, practice, and connections are all wielded together, then you realize that now you are perpetuating your own engine, your own craft, your own desires, and you're not working for someone else. Of course, we have to jump through some hoops here and there. Like we sometimes expect that people jump through our hoops, we sometimes have to do the same thing. That shows us that we have the humility and the humbleness of accepting certain challenges sometimes from a characteristic point of view. But they just will reinforce our wish and our strength and ultimately reaching what we desire the most. Because without sacrificing something, we can't really expect to achieve greatness or something extraordinary. There's always something that we have to leave behind in order to change, so we can adapt and then make the ultimate transformation. Like Joseph Campbell always said, a hero with 1,000 faces. He starts with a wish, then he answers a question, and that brings him to the reflection of understanding what his existence is about, and that leads to the ultimate transformation. So transform yourself in a gentle and humble and passionate way. Give out what you got, and don't be scared or afraid or concerned about what other people might think of that, because there's always a controversy, there's always another opinion, there's always somebody who thinks in a different way. But that doesn't matter as long as you are on your own path. Don't get distracted by the noise that other people are transmitting. Get the signals in that you can then, for your own procedures, develop But if it's just noise, then you shouldn't get by all means distracted by it, because it's not a message. It's not vital information. It is only important what you can develop for yourself. And people will follow up on that. Because if you produce great quality, everybody will recognize. Everybody will aware of what you do. Whether that's here in Los Angeles or somewhere in Timbuktu, right? It really doesn't matter. So thank you so much, guys, for sticking with us, for being with us on this great tour here. We will continue to walk the stars, to go into a theater, maybe attend a show. Let's see what this city brings, what this day gives us. And we're just humble and just passionate about our craft and just absolutely happy to do what we're doing right now. So if you leave us a like, that is much appreciated, of course, because the algorithm realizes what you guys cherish. If not, then thank you for watching. But if you liked what we said in terms of that you appreciate the information and you think that you can process it for yourself, then by all means subscribe to the channel and leave a comment what you thought of this. And see you next time with the next video. Coach MC, we're at Capitol Records. Maybe we should record like a song or something, right? Now you're ready to perform.